everyone, Stephanie Dimon from the Dimon Homestead here, and today I've got my seed binder, and it feels like yesterday, but all this like at the same time forever ago that I've had this out. Also, I got my little planner out that I don't know if some of you may or may not remember or joined after, but I went and got a planner to jot down when I planted everything for each month, and all of my notes, what I planted, how many I planted, when to expect things, and I haven't even, I feel bad because I've kind of dropped the ball on this because just life happens. But yeah, I mean, just so I can learn from my mistakes and do some things differently maybe. The weather I really can't control, but it's just neat to like be able to jot down things in my cute little notes that I made of like how I'm gonna plan out my rows and the changes along the way that happened. So I have all of this. But why I pulled this out is because I need to start, it's the middle of August, I need to start thinking about our winter garden, which seems insane because today is a high of 104 degrees. Hold please for coffee. Unfortunately, I don't think the pumpkins are gonna make it this year, which is such a bummer. We had an issue with our water well where we had to have someone come out and do some work on our water well. I think everyone around me right now who has a water well, I've been hearing a lot of issues with water wells, of course, like AC units, but water wells are just going out. Like, they're overworked. Their pumps are burning up. One of my clients, we were under contract for a home, and the pump stopped working at this house that he was gonna buy, so the seller had to replace the pump. We're just having a hard time with water. So we're really trying to watch our water use right now, and unfortunately that just comes with letting some of my stuff go. My $4 packet of pumpkin seeds is not worth the hundreds of dollars of parts and labor that would, you know, potentially be saved if I didn't run my sprinkler every day. So yeah, we're just gonna have to call that a loss, I think. So that's a bummer, but maybe, you know, it's seasonal, so hopefully, you know, maybe next year, well, it'll be different. But this year, pretty much everything's toast. But that doesn't mean that the rest of the season, when it cools down, is going to be this way. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and go through my winter vegetables, or our fall vegetables, and see what I want to go ahead and start. I'm going to put them in pots, and like I just did with my spring ones, I'm going to start them in pots and then transplant them. And in the meantime, that's going to give me some motivation, hopefully, that's the hope, to have a deadline to completely gut the thing that I'm going to call a garden out there right now. It's just an overgrown mess. I will say, something that is thriving in this weather is my loofahs. Like, bright green, still putting off flowers. The bees are loving it. It's like one of their only sources of food, and I have no idea how it's alive right now. But it is thriving. It is putting off vines everywhere. It is a mess. I need to show you guys just what it's become. It's like, and there's only 2 plants. This thing is 2 plants. I originally planted 4, thank God, 2 of them died in the freeze. Freeze. What a weird word. You remember when it was cold? Oh, I feel crazy. Anyway, 2 of them died in a freeze. And now I only have 2, but the 2 are just like, they're still putting off. You know what I need to do? I should try to eat them. Because you know, when I was reading up on loofahs growing them, you can eat the little ones. They're like tender. I'm gonna make something with them. Yeah. Because worst case scenario, if it stays this hot forever, we're gonna need to know how to survive long term. I'm gonna eat those loofahs. That's gonna be, hang out for that next video, okay? So we're moving on. But yes, so if I start my seeds in pots now, it's gonna give me about 8 weeks to get my act in gear and clean out that garden. And right now is a good time to reflect on stuff that I planted that I didn't eat. Because that is one thing that I've learned in the past, is that this year was very much an experimental year for what grows well, the things that I really enjoyed, the things that I didn't even eat, the things that I gave a lot of away. We need to sit down and reflect on all of that, because I don't want to waste. And I want to grow more of stuff that we actually eat. And I've done that in the past. I've actually like narrowed down, fine-tuned our garden, which was our side garden, to just things that we ate. But there are some things that are super fun that I've never done before that I just want to experiment with. This one was one of those big experiments. So yeah. Let's get to it. Kind of separated everything between like summer, herbs, fall. My poor herbs, they did really well up until June. That's when they all died. Okay, we're entering the fall section. I've got, and by the way, I get all of these seeds pretty much from Baker Creek Seeds, and their website's rareseeds.com. I'm not endorsed. I'm not a promotional person for them. That's just where I order my seeds, because I feel they're heirloom, number one, but number two, they produce really well for me. So this was one of the free seeds. It's a lettuce merlot, which just is like the color of the lettuce. It's a deep red. So lettuce doesn't do well in summer temperatures. It wilts. It needs, well, the ideal temperature on the back of this says 60 to 80 degrees. So this one will definitely need to wait to be planted outdoors until we get that 80-degree mark. And I'm gonna need to do some math, because, let's see. If I wait until, yeah, I think we'll be good. If I wait until maybe next week, like the 3rd week in August, the endish of August, to start these, I'll be transplanting them at the end of October. So this should be good. October, we can still have some pretty warm days. Like, it still can reach the 90s in October here, but most of the time we're starting to dip down into the high 80s, sometimes mid 80s. So this will be fine to start. Swiss chard, I'm gonna have to reevaluate the Swiss chard out there, because when I went and walked the other day, there was still some Swiss chard hanging on. Like, a bunch of it was just like melted, but some of it was still like trying. So I may not plant any more Swiss chard. Plus we don't eat a whole lot of it. So some of it goes to the chickens, you know, if I don't harvest it in time. It's a really nice like spinach substitute, but if you don't eat it every day, the bugs like to get it. So I may not plant any more of that. Kale is still good. So we're gonna leave that out there. We won't plant any more of that. Bok choy. This is another fall one for me. I've never planted bok choy before. Oh, this is Hidu tiny bok choy. This is a miniature bok choy. If you've ever grown bok choy or eat bok choy, will you let me know? I mean, I'm gonna grow it. This is one of the experiments because maybe I'll love it. Staple many Asian dishes, perfectly bite-sized, said to have been grown in first the small Hong Kong village of... so in place. So yeah, let me know if you've grown bok choy or what to cook this in or what to use this for, because I would love to grow it and experiment with different dishes. So we'll grow this one too. This one's a cute one. This is one I actually bought because I wanted to try it. Look at the fork compared to this lettuce, okay? This is called Little Jim lettuce. Like, that's tiny. That's a fork. It's a fork in lettuce. It's so tiny. It reminds me of the sour gherkins, these ones. Let me find them. These little tiny cucumbers. Remember those? Yeah. I like tiny things. Spoon tomatoes. I just think they're cute. Anyway, Little Jim lettuce. I think that's going to be cute. I'll probably start more tomatoes as well. Tomatoes aren't necessarily a fall or winter vegetable, but they'll produce until it freezes. So, and we have a really long winter season because it doesn't get like freezing temperatures, like below freezing, till typically January. So if I start them again, I could have another crop of tomatoes. And this time I'll probably just plant a few different varieties instead of like 200 plants like I did before. I'll probably replant the ones that we really enjoyed. And we did a family tomato taste test where we got feedback on everyone's favorites. So I'll probably do that. Okay, this was another free one that we got. Actually got two of these. Mizuna Beni Hushi. A newly developed Japanese heirloom, nutritious purple stems and dark greens make a lovely contrast, and the delicate flavor is unparalleled. Adapt to both extreme heat and cold. Oh wow, that's interesting. A small percentage of plants will have smooth mustard shaped leaves. Interesting. Okay, moving on. So we've got Mizuna in our stack. And let me see. So I knew that I had flowers in here that needed to wait till like the fall to plant, and these are them. Pretty sure. These are the snapdragons. And these say that they need to be planted between September and February. So, yeah, so I'm gonna try these snapdragons in the fall. I've gone to other places like in the north where they have snapdragons like in the spring and even in the summer months whenever it doesn't get too hot, and hummingbirds and bumblebees and all sorts of things love them. And I've always wanted to grow them, but it's just too hot here, so I'm gonna try them in the winter garden. Okay, now we've got cabbage. I love growing cabbage. We've grown cabbage in the past, and I love picking our cabbage for do you guys ever eat your like New Year's resolution? Do you guys follow that where you have like, and I can never remember what's for what. Black-eyed peas, cabbage, G makes like corned beef hash, There's like sayings for everyone. Like if you have cabbage, you'll have money in the next year, and black-eyed peas for good luck, or something along the, you know, those superstition type things. But anyway, one year we grew cabbage during the winter, and we had massive heads on these cabbage. And I remember saying, like, it's got to be good luck if you grow your own cabbage and eat it for your New Year's dinner, right? Hi. I'm talking about fall vegetables.
Ooh, fall vegetable time already.
Isn't that weird? Where are you going? Okay, cabbage. Cabbage, ideal temperature is 50 to 75 degrees, according to this packet. So we're gonna grow this one. Broccoli. Love us some broccoli. You can also eat broccoli leaves, like saute them down. A lot of people don't realize that you can actually eat a lot of the broccoli plant. So we're gonna grow some broccoli, 60 to 80 degrees, ideal temperatures. Now this is Buddy's favorite, I think, vegetable of all time, Brussels sprouts. So we're gonna grow some of these. Ideal temperature, 50 to 75 degrees. Purple cabbage, 50 to 75 degrees. And I want to try, well, we've done it in the past and it didn't work out too well, but I'm gonna try it again because I got a special tool and gadget to do it with. I wanna do sauerkraut. So I'd love to try to make my own sauerkraut this year. I needed something to weigh down the cabbage in my jar, and I didn't really have anything, so it kind of, I didn't want to risk it. So we're gonna try it again with a different method. Snowball cauliflower. If you are trying to go keto or gluten intolerant or whatever it may be, cauliflower rice is a super cool substitute. So we do cauliflower rice sometimes. Just grind it up basically and make it into like little tiny pellets. And you can substitute it as a rice. And it really takes on the flavor, like soaks it up like as a sponge of whatever you're eating with it. So cauliflower. We have a different type of broccoli here. May not do that. We've got spinach. These are not these seeds of change are not the same as the Baker Creek. I picked these up. This is organic heirloom seeds, but I got these at Tractor Supply. So this says to plant between September and November. So we're gonna do some spinach. We've got Waldman's dark green lettuce. So we had a Merlot lettuce, now we have got a green lettuce. We've got Simpson black seeded lettuce. I don't know, I think I just grabbed a bunch of stuff. And then we've got Landis winter lettuce. We're gonna grow a lot of lettuce. Okay. We've got, these you're supposed to plant between December and March. Walla Walla onions. That's fun to say, Walla Walla onions. I don't need any of these. I will say that we planted some of these. I wonder if I can plant them again. Yeah, surely. We planted some of these and they were really good. They did well. I've even cooked with some of these on some of my videos. It's the green onions. They don't have a really big bulb, but you can use the bulb like an onion, but it's kind of small when it gets really big. But the stalk, the stems of the green onion, you can chop that up almost like a chive, but just like a green onion. Really good. Might do some more of those. Now we've got carrots. My kids absolutely love growing carrots. The only problem that we have is we have a really compact soil. So our carrots tend to be like baby carrots, even though they're not supposed to be. They're like stubby. So I'm hoping now that we've got those mounded hills that maybe if we plant some carrots either in there or maybe in the side garden in a raised bed, till it up really good, we'll be able to do some carrots. But I've got a couple different varieties of carrots that we're gonna do. And let's see. Oh, here we go. So we've got some cherry radish. Now these are fast growing seeds. If you have checked out my blog that I write every Sunday, my latest blog post on Sunday was about fast growing vegetables. Lettuce is one of them, radishes are another. You can plant these and harvest them in no time. So if you're looking for a quick turnaround, radishes. And you can continue to plant them throughout the growing season. So once you harvest them, when you pick them, put another seed down in the hole and you'll continue to have that harvest all season long. We absolutely loved these beets that we grew this year. I had Pops and everyone pretty much try the pickled beets. Jamie and Bree included. I brought some on one of our girls' trips, pickled beets. These were them. These were, they're like really pretty. I actually bought these beets because of their picture and they turned out this way. They're striped like that. Isn't that cool? Beets are so healthy for you and they taste good. Taste a little like dirt, but they're good. But the greens on them too. Like you can use them in smoothies. You can saute them like spinach. But when you pickle them, it takes that dirt flavor away from them, and it just is it's a really good treat. If you slice them really thin, put them on a salad or something. Plus they're pretty. Beets. We're gonna plant more of these because we ate all of them. I need to make a note of that. Remind me. That's one plant that we ate all of them. Nothing went to waste. And that's it. That's all I have for now. Actually, no, that's not true. I have this butternut squash. So I'm gonna try this in the fall. I may even do some more zucchini. Dare I say it? I had zucchini coming out, rolling out the doors. You open the door and zucchini would just flow up. So I might do some more squash. I don't know. Butternut squash. I want to try this. I got this too late in the year last time to plant any of this. So I'm going to try some of this. And I think that's it. So that's what we're gonna go with. That's what we're gonna do. And as I'm cleaning out the garden, I'm going to be mindful of plants that are still alive. So I'm not gonna be able to, what I'm not gonna do is like clear everything out and start from zero. I'm gonna let whatever's still there hopefully come back, especially the tomatoes that are indeterminate varieties that can have a second chance at life during the fall months and they are not like burnt to a crisp. So I will keep some things around, especially like the kale. We had a kale plant one time that we dug up from our previous home and transplanted here because it was like hedge. The thing was huge. And we were like, let's just try. So we took it and we transplanted it and it continued to produce for, I think it was another 2 years until we had a severe freeze or something that killed it off. But yeah, those kale plants and some other plants that are still thriving, we're gonna keep them in the ground. Everything else, we're gonna clear out. One struggle that we're gonna have to deal with is that our push lawnmower that I need to get in between the rows has died. It's broken. We've also had that push mower for, I don't even know, maybe 15 years. We've had it worked on, the carburetor and all that replaced, and it's time. Like the pull string sticks half the time. I throw my shoulder out just trying to get it going. So I need to mow in between those rows, but I need to figure out I need to get another push mower. So anyway, that's my plan. Those are my plans. This is my, and I'm gonna jot it all down. We're gonna start it. I'm not gonna be able to use my outdoor greenhouse. So that's another challenge that I'm gonna face with securing my seeds this year, because my outdoor greenhouse right now is like 180 degrees inside there. My little plastic one. So I'm going to need to find out another solution for my start so that cats and children and whatever cannot get into it, knock it down, knock it over, because spring was a struggle, if you recall. Spring was a struggle for me with my seeds, my 800 seeds that I started. So we'll figure out another solution. But yeah, I've got a little bit of time to do that. I'll be doing some planning in the next week or so, and then I'm gonna have to get started on that so that I can get going on my fall garden. It's so weird to talk about that when it's so hot outside, but with Texas, it's like one day it's super hot, and the next day it's cold, and you're like, oh, and then the next day it's super hot again, and it fakes you out. But we're right around the corner of temps starting to decline, and I know we are. I'm willing it into existence, and I'm also willing some rain. I'm praying, and I think if you know what we need to do? Everyone together collectively, we need to wash our vehicles on the same day, because if you wash your car, inevitably it will rain. So if we all get together and we wash our cars together, I think we'll send a big enough message to send us some rain down here. I think I'm onto something. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for hanging out with me today, going through my seeds. It makes me so excited until I go to step outside, but right now I'm super excited inside. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bye.